For the debate, the member for Elgin, Middlesex, London.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and I'm happy to stand up here and with full support of this motion put forward by a member from Kitchener-Conestoga, Mike Harris, who has done a tremendous amount of work, advocacy, and promotion of rare diseases in our province, and he should be commended tenfold continually, because without his work on this issue, rare diseases would still be on the back plate of this government's agenda. This motion brings it forward, and we're hoping that through this debate they have a change of heart and will support this motion, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, everybody in their riding has someone that comes knocking on the door with a rare disease. As Mr. Harris has mentioned, there's over 7,000 diseases. I'm going to mention 2 in my riding, which you might hear this government later on in the debate talk about they want to remove the politics from the decision-making. Sometimes you need the politics to create the structure for the bureaucrats to make the decisions necessary. And my concern is, from my 2 people from my riding who came forward, their concerns were because the bureaucracy was too rigid in their decision-making and not flexible. And I think when you're dealing with treating rare diseases, you need to have that flexibility in place, and I believe this motion, this committee that a member from Kitchener-Conestoga wants to create, will allow that to develop. Mr. Speaker, I have one resident of mine who has pulmonary hypertension. She's 6 years old, Mr. Speaker. Not very many young children get pulmonary hypertension, and that's a high blood pressure between the lungs and the heart. It's very rare and very hard to treat. And in fact, the medications that they're developing in the research is focused around adults, because they're the majority of people that end up getting pulmonary hypertension. So for her to get treatment, the doctors have had to mess around with the doses, and it came up with 3 different medications that work. 3 different ones that work. Unfortunately, the government only will agree to pay for 2 of them. So the 3rd one, the family is left to scrounge around and get enough money in order to give their daughter, 6-year-old daughter, some enjoyment in life. She has to carry around this great big oxygen tank with her. She has to have a nurse at school with her. She's 6 years old. We live in a province where we think we should be doing all we can for children with rare diseases. We should be giving them a life. Mr. Speaker, my other concern in my riding, this poor little girl suffers from diamond blackfan anemia, which means her one treatment is a corticosteroid and has to be given by IV route. Now, this is where this drives me nuts, this bureaucracy that is formed there. This government, which I'm thankful for, helps paying for the pumps for diabetics. This poor girl, her medication can be delivered by this pump. The government pays for diabetic children, but because she has diamond blackfan anemia, it's not covered. It's $5,000 for that family. That's unheard of. How many children have this disease? How much more would it cost actually to pay for those pumps, additional pumps for these children? But it's rigid structure over there that doesn't allow this to occur. Mr. Speaker, this government talks a lot about wanting to work together with us. This motion allows us to work together, all 3 parties working together for solutions. I'm calling on this government, change your mind. Support this motion. Get your heads out of the sand. We can work together and make a difference. This isn't political. There's no politics in this paper. Support it. Thank you.